Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. I know what you're thinking. Dash is super late. What are you doing dropping videos this late? I apologize. I was just watching Hard Knocks. I was just on Twitter scrolling through the timeline. I just put up the tweet like, yo, I am too excited, for this preseason game. Like, I understand it's just preseason. I know it's just preseason, but still, I'm excited. I'm excited for this game, and I know we might not see a lot of the starters play. We might not see any of the starters play. Maybe not. I'm not sure. We'll find out, I guess, tomorrow, unless I miss some report today. Been out of the loop a little bit today. Giants were off. I had to work. Y'all don't care about none of that. I understand. But, there's some players that are not starters that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on tomorrow. And I didn't put down any notes. This is just me coming off at the top and just, just saying some names of guys that I'm interested in seeing how well they do against the Detroit Lions, or, how they do in period. If they do bad, they might do bad. I don't know. But just some people that I'm paying attention to tomorrow. The first guy I'm going to name, defensive tackle, UDFA, Elijah Chapman. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on what he does, where he plays, and how many reps he gets. Now, I don't expect him to play the first quarter. Again, depending on how they want to do it, he might play the whole game. We don't know. But I want to see how he plays with his leverage. Again, he's one of the shorter guys, absolutely strong. One of the smaller guys, too. I believe they had him listed at like 6 foot 278, which means he's probably like 5'11", 275. Maybe he really does weigh that much because he does look like a solid character. He is well put together, pause, but you can know what I'm talking about. We already know that he's strong, powerful, weight room monster. But I just want to see what kind of leverage he plays with. Again, where they play him on the line. Could he play some 3-tech possibly? Are they going to just keep him at the D tackle? Is he playing I'm curious to see what Elijah Chapman, can bring to the table. A lot of people are rooting for Elijah Chapman, so he's just one of those guys that I'm going to be keeping a close eye on. The other guy, another UDFA, and that's Jake Cubas. Cubas plays guard. A lot of people wish he had some center experience. Could he possibly be a guy that can be a backup center? Possibly, but Jake Cubas has had a pretty good training camp so far. We've seen him in a few reps. We've seen him pretty much stand up nacho on one of those D-line versus O-line reps. I'm curious to see how Jake Cubas does against, against the Detroit Lions, live bullets, not just stud, but all the way to the ground, live football. Another guy on this list is a couple more guys. I want to see how some of these wide receivers we got. The UDFAs was Ayer Asante, John Giles. I want to see how these guys do as far as, are they playing, they're used to playing with Tommy DeVito. I don't know if they're getting reps with Drew Lock, but I want to see some of these young wide receivers because this is the only time I believe we're going to get a chance to see these guys, because it's going to be hard to try to crack the 53 in that wide receiver room. As a matter of fact, I don't think, they actually have a chance of making the 53. But again, it's a lot of people that are going to be playing in this preseason games that won't even make, not only the New York Giants 53, they might not make it back to the NFL. So these games are very, very important. So even though you're not seeing the starters, you are seeing people put in all of their effort, maximum effort, because they're trying to make a team. They're trying to show out for other teams just in case they get cut and another team might be interested. But yeah, it's a lot of guys. Now, talking about some of the guys, some of our draftees. Some of the draftees. I want to see Darius Mursal. I want to see Tyler Nubin. With Nubin being injured or having an injury earlier in training camp and missing so many practices and being behind Dane Belton, preseason is very, very important, I believe, for Tyler Nubin. If he can make plays in the preseason, because right now, training camp's over. Now we're getting into regular preseason and practices. Dane Belton is above Tyler Nubin. Now, may the best man win, obviously. But I'm just saying right now, I need to see Tyler Nubin play and play a lot. And hopefully his gameplay in the preseason, helps him out as far as, getting a little bit closer to Dane Belton and possibly, those guys really fighting for that safety 2 spot. We'll see what happens with that. Another older name, not an old player, but an older name that's popular on this channel, Darian Beavers. Darian Beavers is being buried on the depth chart as far as I can see. And I want to see Darian Beavers make plays. Remember, he had that's where he stood out his rookie year in the preseason. I believe it was the Patriots game where he was making some solid plays. We didn't have Bobby Okereke at the time, so when we saw Darian Beavers making those type of plays, a lot of people got hyped, and then all of a sudden the ACL happened, and that was the end of the show, for Darian Beavers. Last year he did not make the 53, but we brought him back to the practice squad. This year he's fully healthy, working on his craft. Looked like he slimmed down a little bit. So you know what, I'm still a big fan of Darian Beavers. I need to see him do some work tomorrow as well. The names keep going, man. The names keep going. I do want to see Deontay Johnson. All the hype that a lot of the Giants content creators are saying about Deontay Johnson and how well he looks. Bobby Okereke building him up, talking about if you just look at him, he looks like him. I want to see what Deontay Johnson really can do, in live gameplay. Just think about the back to the offensive line. We already pretty much know who the starting 5 are for the offensive line right now. I think the only person that's not out there is JMS, and we don't really know how excuse me, we don't really know how serious his injury is. And right now we have GVR playing center, Stinney playing right guard. And I think as soon as JMS comes back, you're going to see GVR slide over to the right guard spot, and then a guy like Stinney is going to be your swing tackle, first guy off of the bench. And to me, I think that's inevitable as long as JMS can come back, as long as the shoulder is healthy enough. But I'm pretty sure, like, when you think about this offensive line tomorrow, I'm assuming these guys are going to get a little bit of run because they need to be playing together. They need to build that chemistry. So Andrew Thomas, I can see him not playing. But when I look down the line, maybe they sit Illumina or 2. I don't know. But I think these guys need reps. I think the offensive line absolutely needs these reps together in real time, real play. So maybe not. Maybe we do see, Andrew Thomas out there. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't. But these guys need to build this chemistry. I don't think that anybody is beyond the preseason. I saw a tweet where pretty much the Kansas City Chiefs, the starters are playing. Pat Mahomes is playing in the first preseason game. And if Pat Mahomes can play in the preseason game and those starters can play in the preseason game after winning a Super Bowl, then the New York Giants have no excuse to not play any of their starters when you really think about it like that. But yeah, man, I'm just excited about this game. Let me know in the comments down below some of the people that you're looking at or looking for tomorrow in the preseason game. Like I said, it's a long list of people. I can't wait to see what you guys are saying. Again, I apologize for the late release, depending on when you're watching it. But yeah, I just was too excited, and wanted to talk about the New York Giants versus the Lions preseason game just a little bit. I'm gonna keep this video short. Just thinking about anything else I want to see. I do want to see Dable calling the plays. I'm curious to see what that looks like. We know that the preseason is vanilla. But I do want to see him with the headset, with the play card out there calling plays. I do want to see what this defense looks like, even though we won't see a lot of the starters. And one player that can absolutely sit out probably the whole preseason is Dexter Lawrence. If you want to say you want to keep Brian Burns out, possibly so. But Dexter Lawrence, I don't care if he doesn't see a snap in the preseason. So I'll take some of the words back. But, that's... but I will say, because this is a new defense, maybe you do want to see Dexter Lawrence for a series or 2. I guess if he gets a tackle for a loss, get him up out of there, something like that. But it's just a lot to be excited about. It's a lot of unknown with the New York Giants. I know a lot of people are still down on the New York Giants, but just this energy, especially with Detroit and the joint practices, gave me a lot of new energy, good energy for this team, and I just can't wait for these guys to get started tomorrow against the Detroit Lions. So that's going to be the video. That's going to be the video. I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.